Let's talk about the top 3 reasons why a runner might choose not to strength train.
Number 1, the fear of bulking up and getting slower. When you think of someone who lifts weights, what is the first thing that comes to mind? A lot of people will think of a bodybuilder, but the truth is, when you run often, it is hard to add muscle bulk, even when lifting weights. The vast majority of professional runners engage in strength training with heavy loads on a weekly basis, with no fear of bulking up or getting slower. The research has shown that lifting weights can make you faster by making you a more efficient runner. So if you aren't strength training, you are missing out on a way to get better. I believe a lot of runners have come around to the fact that strength training can be beneficial for them, but may be unsure of the best way to go about it. Number 2, the fear of injury or the inability to run every day. Most runners have a demanding training schedule and may feel they do not have the time to add strength training with the extra recovery time or potential injury if implemented in a haphazard way. Fortunately, there are expert run and strength coaches out there, like myself, who specialize in implementing strength training in a smart and efficient way that allows for the same amount of running on a weekly basis without an increased risk of injury. In fact, when implemented properly, a weekly strength training practice that targets the right muscle groups will lead to less time off due to injury and better recovery in between running sessions. Number 3, many runners believe body weight exercises are enough of a stimulus to elicit the beneficial changes in the body that strength training can provide. It is a common misconception that lifting at higher repetitions in the 20 to 30 repetition range with lighter weights will lead to the improvements in muscular endurance needed for running. While body weight exercises are a good place to start, running is itself a great challenge to your muscular endurance, and this is not the goal of strength training. Runners should eventually work up to heavier weights that can be performed for 6 to 10 repetitions, as this leads to the greatest strength adaptations and improvements in running performance. Strength training is a complementary activity for running, as the actual running itself improves muscular endurance, but will not improve bone health and muscular strength like strength training with heavy weights will. There is no doubt that incorporating the right kinds of strength exercises and ensuring proper progression will lead to the improvements in running performance and a reduced risk of injury. As a competitive runner trying to utilize all the tools at your disposal to become better at your sport, the question should no longer be, should I strength train, but more like, why haven't I started yet?